Hello, thanks for tuning in. My name is Zach. I'm a lifelong reader and lover of science fiction, fantasy, comics, manga, personal development, and everything in between. And today I'm sharing my thoughts and review of Will Wight's Underlord, which is book 6 of the Cradle series. So this is a series I absolutely got into and loved last year in 2024, and it's my first book of 2025. So I read this on New Year's Day, and I finished it a couple of days later. So if you're unfamiliar with Cradle, it's what the term is progression fantasy or a lit RPG, where kind of the character fights and levels up almost like a video game. And Cradle in general, at least the early novels, are kind of like maybe a Naruto fan fiction. So it's Xianxia, which is kind of that Chinese martial arts progression fantasy about advancing and chi and martial arts. And it may not be your cup of tea, but it is really cool. I am such a big nerd for it. I loved it. The first book kind of got, it's mixed reviews. I got sucked into it because it kind of echoes that shonen anime manga tropes of kind of like a Naruto, as I mentioned, where they're a clan of like ninjas, but they're martial artists, but a clan of martial artists, and they're fighting, and this threat comes, and they have to level up and go to the training arc to advance to the next level, and then the next threat comes, and they go through a training arc, and they fight the next level. So it's a little repetitive, but if you like manga, if you like anime, you'll love Cradle. I am a huge nerd for that. I love it, and the books are just great. So it is that kind of like anime power leveling Dragon Ball Z tropes a bit, but it's mixed in with this whole world that the authors created, the whole Cradle universe of the way. It's just really interesting, and there's kind of like the twist to it is there is this kind of like larger plot that's looming outside of what we see in the universe. And yeah, it's just really cool. Really loved it. And I burned through the first 5. Each novel is very short, so 5 may seem like a lot, but they're only, a couple hours. Like I think they're like 6 or 7 hours each, so relatively short, almost like an anime episode. It's a couple volumes of a manga. So they're really easy to get through and kind of get on to the next chapter. So, 5 books doesn't seem that much. But I kind of ran up to a wall when I got to book 5, which is Ghostwater. I felt maybe it's not the strongest. I don't know if others agree, but I felt Ghostwater was a little bit of a lull. So the plot of that book is that the team goes to Ghostwater, which is like a pocket dimension, and stuff happens. Of course, they find some power-ups and they find some mystical treasures. But I guess because it all took place in this pocket dimension and there wasn't much outer world building that I had come to love from the other novels, it really maybe slowed me down, and I took a big break and read a whole bunch of other things. But during the 2024 winter sale on Audible, the Cradle series was super cheap, and I picked up 3 more novels, and starting the year, I cleaned out my Libby queue, and yeah, it was time for Underlord. So this novel, I feel, is a return to form. So if you're like me and you kind of hit a wall with book 5, Ghostwater, book 6 has everything you love about original regular Cradle. It had epic fights, power-ups, had Lyndon and Yaren, with tensions. It had them battling. And the whole plot is that there's an upcoming tournament, the Uncrowned tournament, and the Akura clan needs to select 3 representatives from their territories, from the Black Flame Empire and from the Satian Empire. So they send these 2 clans who are rivals to the Akura training grounds. So in this training ground, they're easier to advance. And of course, while they're there's going to be some backstabbing between the clans who hate each other. And yeah, a bunch of stuff happens. We get more of Mercy, who is my favorite character from this novel. I thought she was great. She is the kind of outcast member. Mercy, right? Yeah, she's the outcast member of the Akura clan. She joined Lyndon and Yaren in the previous book, and she's training with them. But the coolest thing is that we learn more of her backstory, and that's what I kind of alluded to earlier. What I love about Cradle in general is that yes, we're following what's happening with our core team of Lyndon, Yaren, Aiton, and kind of this main group, But then we also get these hints of the larger world, like the Akura clan and the sages who have even more power. So Mercy joined, the team from this outer clan, but she's been kind of capped in power, and we didn't really know why. That, and then Lyndon brings this up in the novel that she's from this super rich, the rulers of their kingdom, so she should have access to training grounds and potions and all this elixirs to advance her way more. So why is she only stuck at gold level, which is the same as Lyndon and Yaren, where she should be way higher? And it's kind of like, yeah, there must be something going on. She must have got exiled or something. But in this novel, we do get the backstory, and we do get those hints as not Mercy, but Charity comes, who's her aunt, who's the one who starts this. So she's a sage level, so she can kind of like do anything with our current power levels of our characters. She's the one who kicks off the tournament, and then she has these stipulations like, whatever you do in this backstabbing that I'm gonna instigate, don't hurt Mercy. So there's, of course, Mercy comes up a lot of what's going on with her. Why is she exiled but also protected? So you don't want to mess with Mercy because her mother is like the top person in the clan. And yeah, so the whole novel that I maybe keep babbling about is I love Mercy because at the end we do get that whole resolution of the Mercy arc. We find out her backstory. She comes into her powers, and it was just one of those moments that I'm still thinking about days later, where it was just so hype when everything comes together. There's a battle, maybe not spoil too much, but there's a fight, something happens, and Mercy just reawakens, kind of like a solo leveling. She comes back to power. We meet her mother. Her mother comes. We learn all about what Mercy's deal is. It was really cool. And then back to our main actual protagonist, Lyndon. His was normal Lyndon. He's always kind of cool. And I like that this novel, Orthos, who had been with them for so long, actually stepped away. So it was good about halfway through, Orthos leaves them. So that's created like maybe a different dynamic, because now we have Dross, which is that AI intelligence thing that's in Lyndon's head. So we already had like an extra voice, but early in the novel we had Lyndon talking to his Orthos, the turtle, and he's also talking to the AI construct thing that's in his head. So it was maybe getting too crowded for Lyndon. So it was, I think, a great decision to not kick Orthos out, but sideline his character, and he's off on his own quest, and just focus on Lyndon and Dross, which is his AI thing in his head, and the core team of Yaren, of course, and Aten. So all in all, really great fights. I loved all the battles in this book. And the ending, like I said, with Mercy was great. It was super hype. And then the ending after that was actually very funny. I love the humor at the end with Aten, and they set an age limit for the tournament. And you thought one thing was going to happen, that they were selecting 3 candidates for the tournament. So you kind of automatically assume it's going to be Lyndon, Yaren, and Mercy, because there are 3 main characters. But then Mercy has her arc resolved, and then there's a little bit of a twist with that Lyndon ends up, it's a spoiler, so spoiler, stop here, but Lyndon ends up going, maybe it's not a spoiler because you read the next novel's summary, you know what's going to happen, but Lyndon ends up going to the Akura clan, so he's going to fight for the Akura clan. So it's only Yaren and then Aten for the Black Flame, and then one other character, I already forgot the name, but really cool ending, really hype. I love the book. I thought it was great. High action, 6 hours. I just, absolutely sped through it. I listened to it every second I could. Find excuse to, can I do laundry just so I can listen to more book? Is there a chore I can do so I can listen to more of the novel? Can I go on a quick walk to listen to 30 more minutes of the novel? It was great. I loved this book. So book 6 of Cradle, Underlord, 5 out of 5, action-packed, return to form for Cradle. Definitely, reinvested in the series, and I can't wait to start the next one. So thanks for listening to my review and thoughts of Underlord. Have a great day.